Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your March 2020 love and romance reading. We're going to connect here and see what's going on for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yes, I am setting the intention for Venus as well. I know a lot of people like to watch their Venus sign when it comes to love and romance because they feel it resonates more. But everybody's different. Your Venus may or may not resonate for you. But I do set that intention for Venus as well. Let's see what is happening for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the area of love and romance for March 2020. One more shuffle and we're going to pull the cards. Alrighty, my dear. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 7 of Swords. Sagittarius, this is a caution card for me for a couple of different reasons. Okay. I always say when 7 of Swords comes up, you might be in a situation where you're feeling, like block this light here. You're feeling like you're meeting the perfect person. Like this person is just absolutely perfect, right? You're feeling like, whoa, like this is my soulmate. We're so meant to be together here. And I'm trying to block out this light. But the thing with 7 of Swords is I tend to see 7 of Swords as somebody who is going to be really good at reading people. They're really good at reading people. They're really good at figuring out what it is that you want, what's going to impress you, and they deliver that. They put on that mask because they know that otherwise you wouldn't give them the time of day. So if you have anybody you're meeting in March where you're just feeling really impressed and you're feeling like, wow, like we just vibe, we get each other, we're like on the same page, I would say just be cautious. You know, give this person time to prove themselves. Because if they're putting on a mask, it's going to be very tiring to have that mask on. And the mask is going to slip and you'll know it. Another message with the 7 of Swords for me is that you need to be cautious on social media. Okay? There might be somebody who's trying to gather information about you on social media, and it's most likely going to be an ex or someone that maybe feels jilted or someone that feels rejected by you. And so they may be creating fake accounts. They may be trying to have conversations with you online. They may be trying to get information out of you so that they can turn things in their favor. Okay? So you want to be careful. You want to be cautious what you're putting on the internet. You want to be cautious what you're sharing with people on the internet, especially with strangers. You know, I've always kind of said this with the 7 of Swords. I know sometimes it can feel really comfortable or comforting to speak to a stranger about your life, right? Because you feel like, well, they don't know the people that I know. They don't know my family. It's an anonymous place where I can vent. But you may be venting to somebody anonymously, and fact of the matter is it could be somebody that you know, right? It could be somebody that's like getting information out of you because they're trying to figure out how to approach you or how to get back into your life. So just be careful with the conversations you're having online, how much you're opening up, what you're saying to people, what you're sharing. I do feel some of you have an ex that doesn't seem to want to let you go. So if you're doing anything in terms of checking in at places, especially if you're dating somebody new, you know, I'm not saying you can't like post pictures of you in your new relationship, or that you can't, you know, post pictures and share like where you went or what you did on these dates or times together. But my advice to you would be don't post it live. Like don't go somewhere and check in and be like, oh yeah, it's me and the boo and we're at this restaurant right now, or we're at this bar right now, or we're at this place right now. Or, you know, post pictures of, oh, we're here right now, because I do feel for some of you, this person may show up and try to, you know, create drama, or, you know, like try to say something negative, or just show up because they know it's going to annoy you. So maybe wait until you're back from the date, or, you know, not at that place before you start sharing about it on social media. Your next card here is Four of Coins. So seriously, Sagittarius, somebody might be a little obsessed with you and may not be wanting to let go of you. Four of Coins can be that clinginess, right? Some of you might also be in need of physical space from someone. You know, some of you might be slipping away or sneaking away from somebody because you're feeling like their grasp on you is too tight and you're needing space, you're needing room. You might be also too overly concerned about finances as it comes to relationships, or you might be having fears that, oh, does this person really want to be with me, or are they just, you know, after me for financial reasons? You want to be careful and cautious of that kind of thinking, because you don't want to manifest that. You don't want to manifest that kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. Keep in mind that it's possible to be cautious, like to be looking out for warning signs or red flags without having to be in fear, without having to be suspicious. You can be cautious but without being paranoid, right? You want to kind of avoid that paranoid energy because that creates that self-fulfilling prophecy. But at the same time, you are going to be able to know if there's something that isn't right or isn't adding up. You might also, just like I said, be dealing with someone where you're feeling like you need space. You need space, you need a little bit of distance. Like somebody might be wanting to move things faster than you're ready to move. Okay, somebody might be trying to go at a faster pace than what you're ready for. Okay, and in some cases, Sagittarius, I feel like if you have a suspicion about this person, where you think that they're not telling you the truth about their current relationship status, like they're telling you something is over, but you're not sure. I do feel they're going through a breakup, but again, I feel like there's a fine line here. I feel there may be like an element that somebody is sneaking around, or you might feel like you're sneaking around. You might feel like you're going through a breakup, but it's not quite finalized yet, and you're trying to find a good balance with this person. Your next card here is we have the Temperance card, right? And this is telling in a few different ways. Number one, this is your card, Sagittarius. The Temperance card is the card for Sagittarius, and those of you that you watch my readings, you have heard me say when your major arcana card comes up in a reading, it says that in the situation at hand, you are going to be the one with the power. So you have more power in the situation than you realize. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be scared. Okay, you're also going to be feeling a sense of empowerment in that the things that were making you feel insecure, you're actually realizing those are not negative traits. They're actually pretty positive. And so you're seeing yourself in a new light. Major arcana cards in general, for me in a reading, when they come up between two people, it tells me there's a past life contract, there's a soul contract. And so I think you have a situation with timing with someone. I feel like you're dealing with someone that you feel we have a strong connection, we have a strong pull, but you're kind of being a little bit cautious about letting them in because you're sensing something isn't quite done, right? Or there's more to the story. And the Temperance card for me confirms that, because for me, the Temperance card in a reading between two people is kind of like the to be continued card, okay? I see it come up in that way a lot. It's kind of like you were watching a movie and somebody hit pause, and you got to wait for, everybody to be ready to show up and continue the movie. In some cases, it can be about balance. It can be about compromise. Those of you, Sagittarius, where you are on more of a spiritual path, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. You guys know I try to be super positive in my readings, but at the same time, I want to be realistic and I want to keep it real. And if I feel something, I have to say it. I feel those of you, Sagittarius, where you're on a more spiritual path or a higher vibrational path, You might be dealing with someone who is a little bit more on the shadowier side. I don't want to judge anybody. I don't want to label anybody. But this could be somebody that's directly placed on your path to take you off course, to distract you from your spiritual work. Because sometimes the Temperance card can indicate that spirit is working through you and you are embracing your life purpose, okay? And these other cards are giving me a sense or a feeling somebody might be coming in, a karmic or a lower vibrational soulmate, from previous lifetimes that's trying to keep you in the older vibration, that's trying to keep you from rising up into this higher vibration and into accepting this path in which you will most probably be able to help many, many, many people. Okay? Keep in mind you can help many, many, many people without being famous. You can. Okay? I know that a lot of people have told me, I receive messages all the time that the videos I'm doing really help them, even though they've never gotten a private reading from me, or people that get private readings from me say that the readings really help them. I'm not a famous person, but I've reached more people through YouTube than I ever dreamed or imagined I could. And so you need to keep that in mind, Sagittarius. Just because you're not sure what the avenue might be, that you're going to reach a lot of people, it doesn't mean that you won't or that you can't. But your love life may be throwing in a little bit of a sabotage on your life path for those of you that are aiming towards doing something more purposeful. Don't let this discourage you. Don't let this bring you down. Okay, it goes with the territory. It's the nature of the beast, so to speak. And you're not doomed to be forever alone. Keep this in mind. You know, your person will come in as you're fully embracing your path. Other ones of you, you're meeting a significant new soulmate in March as you're doing something connected to your path, as you're doing something connected to your life, as you're doing something connecting to your strength, your inner strength, your personal strengths and talents, as you're embarking on this self path of getting out there, putting yourself out there in meaningful ways, whether it be activism, whether it be political work, volunteering, spiritual work, whatever it may be, you may be meeting a significant soulmate on that path or in that way. Your next card here, my darlings, is, hey, 10 of Pentacles, right? 10 of Pentacles is going to indicate here manifesting energy. It's going to indicate here energy that includes fulfillment, financial fulfillment. So there could be financial improvements in your life that are going to be affecting your love life positively. But 10 of Pentacles can also be a card that indicates your dreams or your thoughts are manifesting into the physical reality, right? So a lot of you have somebody coming in where you're like, whoa, like I always kind of saw myself with this kind of person, or I always kind of had a feeling I'd see this kind of person, or I wished for this kind of person. Some of you need to be careful because there might be a false one coming in before this new one, okay? You're on different paths in your journey. And some of you are going to say, well, Amethyst, that's confusing. How am I going to know if it's a false one or a real one? By simply being patient and allowing this person to reveal themselves without getting in all head over heels immediately. Okay, give it time and time will show you the results and show you the truth. Also paying attention for red flags. 10 of Coins though, or 10 of Pentacles indicates also, I feel some of you are establishing a kind of relationship that's going to have a sense of family to it. Even if, like, you know, you're not having kids together because you're past that age of kids, or you don't want kids, or you guys can't have kids, whatever. Even if there's no children involved, 10 of Pentacles for me is a sense of home, a sense of family, a sense of traditions, customs, things that you guys do for holidays, or things that you guys have, like little customs or little habits or routines. You might be coming into routines with a person. I do feel a sense of like physical property. So I kind of feel that this relationship with this person is creating a safe space for people, if that makes sense. Like maybe you all are going to be, you know, making a home together, and maybe your home is like a safe place for, you know, people that you might know that are having a hard time. Not like where you're like advertising it like open house, whoever wants to come in, but you know, you might have a friend of a friend reach out and say, hey, I have a friend, they're having a really hard time. They don't have a place right now, or they got, you know, they have an abusive family situation. Like you might have an open door place in that way. And this might be, you and your partner might be helping a lot of people in this way. There might be some kind of outreach in some way where you're helping a certain, demographic of people, or young people or older people or whatever it might be. Heck, you might be like turning your place into like a little place to like foster animals or something, or like some kind of thing for like helping animals. It could be people, animals, but I feel you're creating a sense of home, but the home is also connected to some kind of service, if that makes sense. Okay? Lots of fun times there as well. Sagittarius, you guys know how to have a good time. So there'll be no shortage of fun times. But I also feel you're wanting something higher vibrational, and you're coming into a relationship where you guys as a couple are going to be helping people or making a difference. Your next card here is Nine of Swords, and this doesn't surprise me at all, not at all. You have a very big soulmate coming in. You have something connected to life purpose, life path, making a positive change and helping people. So obviously we're going to have Nine of Swords come up. Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety and fear. And anytime we're about to embrace our life path, or anytime we're about to go through like an energy upgrade, coming into a higher level, that negative ego gets super, super loud, right? That little voice in our head that judges ourselves or picks ourselves apart, it gets super loud right before we're going to do something very impactful. Believe me, I know it well. And I believe that most spiritual teachers know it well. Okay, it never fully goes away because we never fully, finish growing and healing. So you're going to encounter it throughout your life. But if you can remind yourself that, oh wow, this negativity is really loud in my head right now, I must be super close to breaking through a very significant block. I must be super close to helping a lot of people. And so this negative ego, this fearful energy is trying to keep me from growing and trying to keep me from, reaching that level. If you can remind yourself of this, then that voice isn't going to be as distracting. But you're on the verge of something big here. Someone big, something connected to living a more fulfilling life. A higher vibrational partner. So that Nine of Swords, you have to be aware of it. And, when it comes up, it basically just says, look, do the best that you can to safeguard yourself. Do the best that you can to make sure that you're looking out for yourself and you're protecting yourself. But for everything that you have no control over, this is where it comes into faith and having to hand it over to the higher power. Here's the things I can't control. Thank you for taking care of them for me. Being able to hand them over in that way. And don't let that negative voice cause you to criticize yourself so much that it's holding you back from reaching this fulfillment that you're headed towards. Okay, this is big. This is big for you, Sagittarius. Be sure to watch your moon sign, rising sign, and Venus videos as well. Those may resonate with you more. They may add a little extra information. If you would like a private reading, go ahead and click on the Calendly link in the description of this video. You can schedule there. Don't forget to watch the weekly forecasts where I focus on career, money, spirituality, all the other important areas of life, aside from love and romance. And I thank you guys so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful month, my dears.